Okay, there's the little red light. We're good to go. Okay, what have we got? 21 people here. Excellent. Does anyone have anything they want to bring up before we start with the agenda? Anything you want to be added to the agenda?
Should we add anything on there about the hatch and the deployment for that, just so it's on everybody's radar?
Yeah, let's put that in there.
Hey, Diane, this is not something that necessarily needs to be on the agenda, but I would like, as these new libraries come in, I would like an updated version of who goes to what hub, because we try really hard to order from our hubs if possible.
All right. See how many minds make the work go better. And if you think of something else later, that's fine. Just drop it right in there. But I like to have at the start of the meeting, somebody has something they want us to cover, make sure that we get it on there. Okay. We are going to upgrade to 3.6 on Wednesday. Yes, that's tomorrow night. So when we come in on Thursday morning, we'll have a new thing. It's a good thing that we have flexible brains. I wanted to show a couple of the new circulation features. If I can share my screen. You don't want to see my mail. Here, can you see this?
Yes.
Yes, all this mad redness here. This is from the test server, the 3.6 test server. And you can see that this patron, back whenever they did this screenshot, had overdue items. It's going to be red. You won't be able to miss it. But what I really wanted to show you was this. This two functions have been added to the actions and the items. This is my items out back then. Two actions, new actions have been added over here. Mark damaged and mark missing. So we won't have to go to the item status or the check-in screen to mark something damaged. You can do it right here from the patron's account, which I think is a big improvement, because if somebody says, I dropped this book in the bathtub, you can go right to their items out screen and mark it damaged right from here, instead of doing a lot of calisthenics to try to find that item and excuse me, add a bill. Another action has been added, mark missing. Now here at Scenic, we keep lost and missing very firmly separated. In my head, lost is a patron had it checked out and now it's they've lost it, it's way overdue or something, and we're going to charge them for it. Missing, as if staff goes to the shelf and looks for something and can't find it, that's missing. I think this is causing a very gray area here. You might find a way that you want to use it at your library. That's fine. Here at Scenic, I've already told the staff, do not use this. If a patron says I can't find it, then mark it lost by patron so that a bill would be generated. Even if you were going to forgive the bill, here at Scenic, we forgive one instance when a patron says I'd never checked it out, or I did return it and you can't find it. But that will be in the bills. It will go forgiven. So we have a record of what's happened. as opposed to going into a patron screen and they say, I never checked this out, or I can't find it, you can't find it on the shelf, and marking it missing from here. And then the patron is way off the hook. So you can decide what you want to do at your branch about this, but I just wanted to make you aware that these two items are now available in actions from the patron's items out screen. And the other thing I wanted to show you, Rogan Hamby at Equinox just sent out the monthly unfillable holds report. We're going to be able to bring up that information ourselves here in administration, local administration. And here it's going to be called Hopeless Holds. It sounds like the latest romance novel by I don't know who. But if you click on Hopeless Holds, then you will be able to see holds that cannot be filled, because after the patron placed the hold, the last item on that record was deleted, went to lost status, went to missing status, something like that, so that that item cannot, there's nothing on a record to fill that hold anymore. You'll be able to just check this daily if you want to, and see holds that need to be placed on another record, or get an OCLC ILL for them. It won't be the report that we get once a month that it's already old. I think it's like 200 days. This hold cannot be placed. After 200 days has passed, then that goes on that unfillable hold report. We can take care of it much more quickly for the patron. Currently, some of the things on that report are so old that the patron has no remembrance of placing a hold on it anymore. So we can take care of it ourselves now through administration, local administration, hopeless holds. There's nothing there now, but we asked Equinox to already include in the settings. This is a consortial setting, so anything that the consortium wants, it needs to be set at that high level. So Steve Callender at Equinox said that after they do the upgrade tomorrow night, then on Thursday morning, he'll go in and place these settings for us so that we'll start seeing things in here right away. Any questions about these two things? Hopeless holds and mark damaged, mark missing from here.
Diane, will the rest of the report still come out monthly? You know how there's multiple things on that report?
Yes, and I think they're still going to send out that unfillable hold report. They told me that that's something that they inherited from Mobius. Then it had some, Steve Callender said it had some kind of odd parameters on it, but he just continued to do what was done before. So I think we'll still be getting that report too. Although if we're checking our hopeless holds, that report should be from this big to this big. Maybe we should talk about the hatch update while we're here talking about the upgrade. I was a little dismayed to get this information on April 26th, when the upgrade was going to be on April 28th, that we had to update the hatch settings like lickety split if we want things to work on Thursday. And I updated it on one of my machines here and it didn't work.
Ron, what do you got going on over there?
It's quiet now.
It's a mystery.
It's a mystery. Anyway, so I tried to update the hatch on one of our workstations here, and it was a disaster. So I ran down the hall to our IT department and asked for help. And Our IT department has not had any trouble. So it was just me. I have a lot of trouble with Hatch for some reason. Anyway, she's been able to update some of our other workstations without any problem. And Mike at Carthage told me he didn't have any trouble. And Ron said we might try uninstalling Hatch and reinstalling the new version instead of just running the update if there's a problem. Has anybody else been working with updating Hatch and has a success story or a failure story to share?
I updated it, but it actually told me that we already had that version on there. So, but I went ahead and ran it anyway, and it seemed to work. I did it on one workstation. Is there a way we can tell which version of Hatch we have?
I don't know. Would it be in the programs in the control panel somewhere?
Maybe. It seemed, I went ahead and updated it, and it seemed to work fine. I was able to print a receipt, and it seemed to be working. So.
And you just ran the upgrade, ran it from the upgrade that Shannon sent out, the link?
Yes. And it had a pop-up that said, you already have this version, and, go ahead, something like that. And I said, yes. And it seemed to work okay. Fingers crossed.
And just to put out there, at my branch with the Jefferson County Library, we don't use Hatch at all. We just direct print. We don't have too fancy on the receipt printer templates. We just have the universal ones that work for us. So if you do run into Hatch troubles, it is possible to run Screaming from Hatch like we did years ago. And
See, run Screaming. That's something else that we do here at Circulation for fun.
But we do plenty of screaming and cataloging, and it's fun.
Anything else anybody wants to say about Hatch? Is anybody else just not using it? Jefferson County doesn't use it. So anybody else just doesn't use Hatch?
We don't use it at Caruthersville.
yeah, for our experience, it was more trouble than it was worth. And I just got super frustrated several years ago when there was issues with an upgrade and wanted to throw it all out the window. And so we
Same with us. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's a lot coming from Meredith because she's very tech savvy. So she's got the patience to deal with that kind of stuff. So yeah, I'm glad that we don't have to deal with Hatch very much.
And I think it was Blake who usually held my hand and took care of it for Scenic. Nobody's holding my hand anymore.
Yeah, and there are some other libraries in the chat that say they don't use it as well. Brookfield and DeSoto.
DeSoto don't use Hatch. Yeah. Okay, well, that's something to remember. It's always an option. We have all kinds of libraries getting ready to migrate to Missouri Evergreen. James Memorial in St. James will go live on July 29th. And Scenic is their migration team. They need to rebarcode their whole collection, which is about 29,000 items. Missouri Evergreen has 2 rebarcoding stations. We found all the pieces and I have them all sitting here at Scenic. And we're creating a 3rd rebarcoding station so that we can try to get it done as quickly as possible. So the rebarcoding station includes a laptop with a program on it, a printer, a scanner, and that's about it. I've created some instructions that I will laminate and put in the boxes. So we have these kits that are everything's all together to try to make this as painless as possible. I know some of you on this meeting had to rebarcode your collections. I hope it went well. I hope moving forward that will work well as well. So James Memorial will go live on July 29th. Henry County in Clinton will go live on August 19th. And their migration team is from Trails Regional Library. This is a new thing with the onboarding committee has worked hard to come up with a plan so that people will not suffer when they come on board. So we've got a team assigned to each new library, and we've created our own personal Missouri Evergreen training so that libraries that come on board will not only get from Equinox how to use the ILS, but from Missouri Evergreen how to be a member of our consortium. The cataloging committee has come up with cataloging training as well. And I think we're asking the library to close, at least during the time that we're doing the Missouri Evergreen circulation and cataloging training, so that all of the staff can be there and hear what needs to be done to be a good contributing member of the consortium. Cedar County has signed an MOU. I don't know what their go live date will be. And most recently, the Rolla Public Library has also said they want to join Missouri Evergreen. We've done demos for Reynolds County since our last meeting. We haven't heard from them if they've made a decision on changing ILS. And we don't have a migration team for Rolla yet. Cedar County, I think Carrollton is going to work with them. Is that right? No, that's it's either Carrollton or Polk County. I don't remember which one. Does anybody else have anything they wanted to discuss? We've got the circulation policy updated. We've got the best practices updated. We created training for new member libraries. We've been busy, and now it's like a hiatus. There's not much going on right now. I can introduce Belinda. She's going to be on the cataloging committee, circulation committee beginning in July. And Molly is here too. She'll be on the committee beginning in July as well. Sandy doesn't look like she's here. She's going to be a new committee member. And we are expecting the Missouri Evergreen Executive Board to approve Meredith McCarthy as the next chair of the committee. So she's like, what do they say in baseball? On deck. She's on deck, sort of, not officially yet until the board approves her appointment. Bless her heart. She'll be the new leader of the fun.
You can't leave me, and I will contact you when I.
I'll stay on the committee and answer lots of any questions. And you know, I'm very active on the listservs, and I will continue to be active because I want to know stuff. I want to share information. I always think it's very, very sad when you find out that a library has been suffering because they didn't know how to do something or something was confusing. Just need to ask. There is no reason for, I think Shannon recently said there are 56 libraries that are either currently members or have signed an MOU, or at least said that they're going to sign an MOU. There is no reason for 56 libraries to reinvent the wheel individually. We're not on an island. So we need to share. If you learn something, please put it on the listserv so everybody doesn't have to try to figure it out themselves. Right, right. We're all in this together. It should be fun. When I train new staff, I say this should be the best job you ever had. No one is going to die if you make a mistake. The business is well, and the circulation staff don't have access to the purse string, so they're not going to spend a lot of money accidentally. This should be the best job anybody ever had, is working at a library. Well, we're not going to have a meeting in May because the the Evergreen International Conference will be going on at the time when we usually have our meeting. And since we're not just overwhelmed with business right now, I thought we could make that a meeting that we could miss. We need to have 10 meetings a year, and we haven't missed a single one this past year. So if we miss May, I think it's okay. So the next meeting would be June 22nd at 11 o'clock. And if there are questions or comments before that, contact me or another member of the committee. Their names and contact information is on the bottom of the agenda, or bring it up on the listserv, the circulation listserv, or the regular Missouri Evergreen listserv, and we'll work together. Okay, nothing else. I'll let you free for the day. Have lunch, have a great afternoon, and keep in touch.
Thanks, Diane.
Bye-bye. Thanks.
Diane.
Thank you, Diane.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.